Week 4 preview, Ramblin' Rhino college picks. So far, not so good. Went 2-4 last week. Got to do better. This week we'll start out with Florida State Seminoles. Had a couple weeks off since the hurricane. So a lot of practice, a lot of film watching. Jimbo Fisher ought to have his guys ready to go. I guess it's going to go one either way. Either they'll be ready to play or they'll be rusty. Laying 12.5 to North Carolina State, which I don't think is a very good football team. So I'll take the Seminoles minus 12.5 to cover. A couple upsets this week. First off, I'll take Purdue against Michigan. Everybody seems to think Michigan's this great football team. They look like shit last week against Air Force. I have no confidence in their offense. Wilson Spate's a terrible quarterback. Defense is pretty good, but Purdue maybe have just enough to score some points. Lose by 3 or 7. That's plenty. Purdue getting 10. I'll take the Boilermakers. Everybody's sexy pick this week is Mississippi State. Somehow the media makes LSU this contender every year, and somehow they lose 2 or 3 games. Last week it was Mississippi State who turned the favor on them. I don't think LSU's very good. They hired an idiot coach. So Mississippi State is pretty good. Quarterback Nick Fitzgerald's good. The thing about it is Georgia's defensive front is good. They held Notre Dame to 51 yards rushing, and the following week Notre Dame ran for 550. So I'll take Georgia, lay to 5, go Dogs. Another underdog in the Big Ten I'll take is Iowa. Iowa getting 12.5. I think Penn State's one of the top 4 or 5 teams in the country. But on the road, and I wouldn't say rivalry as much, but a team you play all the time. It's kind of a rivalry in conference. I'll take Iowa and those 12.5 points just to keep it close. Lose 28-20, 35-27. That's fine with me. Take the Hawkeyes plus 12.5. And finally, I'll take the Oregon Ducks. They're laying 14 against Arizona State. So far, all I've seen from Oregon is offense. I mean, they can blow people out. They can score. Quarterback's good. Skill position guys are good. Defense really hasn't been tested, but they probably won't be either until maybe they face Southern Cal or something. Very good football team, really fast, athletic. Laying 14 to Arizona State, they'll go with them points up in the first 5 minutes. So I'll take the Ducks. So my 5 are Florida State laying 12.5, Purdue plus 10, Georgia Bulldogs minus 5, Iowa State plus 12.5, and Oregon minus 14. Upset special this week. It's really not that big of an upset, but I guess in Vegas terms it is an underdog. I'll take the Kentucky Wildcats getting 1.5 against Florida. Florida hadn't impressed me in any of the games they played so far. A Hail Mary to beat Tennessee, whatever. They look terrible against Michigan. Kentucky has looked okay. They beat South Carolina last week, which I don't know really what that means, but they got some athletes on offense and they played good enough on defense. Overcame some turnovers and still won the game. So Kentucky's my dog pick. Hopefully this week we can go 5-1, 4-2 at the worst. These 2-4 weeks are breaking me. Talk to you next week, guys.